Welcome. In this video, we will learn about the control and coordination in plants. How the plants perform the movement, types of movements in plants, and it is done with the help of phytohormones. Types of movements. Like nastic movement, nastic movements, and tropic movements. So in this video, we will be learning all about plants. Let's begin. In plants, control and coordination is done by the chemicals, as I told you, and those chemicals are known as plant hormones or the phytohormones. There are total 5 types of hormones: auxin, gibberellin, cytokinins, abscisic acid, ethylene. Right? Let's see what is the role of auxin, gibberellin, cytokinins, abscisic acid, and ethylene. Auxin, it helps in cell division. Auxin, it also helps in cell elongation and growth. Gibberellin, growth in the stem and branches. Cytokinin in cell division, formation of fruits and seeds. These three, the first three, are known as growth promoters because they promote the growth of plant. And these two are known as growth inhibitor because these two, the 4th and 5th number hormones, they inhibit the growth. Ethylene is in the form of gas. All right. So first three, you can see the auxin, it helps in cell division, cell elongation, and growth. Gibberellin is also helping in the growth of stem and branches. Cytokinins, they help in the cell division, formation of fruits and seeds. So these three, the first three, they are helping in growth, right? Whereas the 4th and 5th number, abscisic acid, let us read what is written there. Inhibits the growth, affects wilting of leaves. So aging is because of abscisic acid. And ethylene helps in flowering and ripening of fruits. So this is about the phytohormones. How are they useful? Which among them are the growth inhibitors and which among them are the growth promoters. Here on your screen in this table, we can see the name of the hormone and its physiological effect. Auxin, synthesized in the young tip. Where are these synthesized? They are synthesized at the young tip of the roots and shoots, diffuses towards the shady inside of the plant, which stimulates the cells to grow longer, resulting in bending of shoot system. Right? What here they want, it's written, just assume it's a plant and tip of the plant. Here is the tip of the plant. So abscisic acid is produced at the tip, and during the sunlight, what happens here? This auxin will start accumulating towards the shady part, right? So auxin will start accumulating towards the shady part, and this auxin will start, it will promote cell division. It will promote the cell division and elongation towards the shady part, right? Which part? Towards the shady parts. And this will lead to banding of the shoot towards the sunlight. And what we call it as? It is a type of a movement towards the light. So this movement we will learn later on. It is phototropism, because this is the movement towards the sunlight. Okay. So this is how it stimulates the cells to grow longer and resulting in the banding of shoot. And that's the reason that we can see, we observe that plants are moving towards the sunlight. Auxin plays important role in formation of roots and seedless root. Same with the roots. If I explain you, for example, these are the roots. Auxin always produced at the tip of the apex. That means at the tip of shoot. Here also we have seen that at the tip, and here also it's a tip, right? So what will happen here? Here there is no sunlight, right? Where is the sun? Sun is at the top. So auxin will move towards the shady region. Where is the shady region here? Here is the shady region. So auxin will accumulate in this direction, right? Auxin will accumulate towards this direction. So what will happen? Here on this side in the stem, we have observed that auxin lead to banding of the shoot towards the sunlight, right? Because it is accumulating at shady region. So here in the root, what happens, as roots are already there in the shady region, they will grow downwards, right? So what will be the observation here? This is what the growth of stem root we will observe. Okay, so this is how auxin is promoting growth in stem and in roots. Okay, stem always shows positive towards the sunlight, and roots are always negative. They are showing negative movement towards the away from the sun. Right here we call the movement of stem positive, and here we call movement negative. That means stem is showing positive phototropism and roots are showing negative phototropism. Gibberellin. Next is gibberellin. It helps in the stem and the flowering. It helps in germination of seed. Among all, auxin is playing most important role. The next one is cytokinin. Cell division, delaying of leaf aging. That means opposite to abscisic acid. Cytokinin also stimulate leaf expansion. Next is abscisic acid, which is inhibitor. The last two are inhibitors. And the first three are plant promoters, right? Abscisic acid inhibits the growth. reverse the growth, promoting efforts of auxin and gibberellin. So opposite of this, right? Whatever the role is being done by auxin and gibberellin, abscisic acid is reversing it. All right. Ethylene promotes transverse growth, essential for fruit ripening, promotes senescence and abscission of leaves. That means wilting of leaves, right? And senescence is the aging of leaves, aging of plant. So this was about the phytohormones. Now let's see, and also we have learned the effect of the functioning of auxin. Now let's move ahead. Movements in the plants. Movements are because of the hormones. Always remember, movements in the plant is because of phytohormones. Movements in plants are of two types, tropic movements and nastic movements. Tropic is directional movement and nastic is non-directional movement. That also we will learn it, right? That means tropic movements are the movements towards or away from the stimulus. Whatever is the stimulus, from wherever, like that means it said that these are the directional movement. For example, as we have learned in phototropism, right? That if sun is over here, sun is on right hand side, and if plant is kept here at the center, so in which type of movement we will observe? We will see the plant will move, will go towards the stimuli. That means towards the right. And where, who is the stimuli? Here sun is the stimuli for the plant, right? So tropic movements are movements towards the stimulus, away or towards. If I ask you, now this was the example for towards, right? This is the example for towards. What about the away? Away example is roots. The example for away is roots, right? So it's clear with you how the tropic movements are done. What is the meaning of tropic movements? It's a directional movements either towards or away from the stimulus. And it depends on growth. This is important one. This is depends on growth. So tropic movements is directional and it leads to the growth. All right. Whereas nastic movement you can see like movement of sunflower, right? We call it as both nastic and tropic movements. In some of the reference you will find it as a tropic, whereas in some you will find it as nastic. But another example of nastic movement is touch me not plant. You might have seen, you must have seen this plant, touch me not plant. When you touch that plant, the leaves folds, right? And it opens. So you will wonder that they are moving towards the stimuli, but it's just a closing and opening of the leaves. That doesn't leads to any type of growth. So that's why such kind of movements are known as nastic movements. Let's see now types of movements. Tropic movements, tropism, phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, and hydrotropism. Phototropism, as the word indicates, it is towards the light. If it is towards the light, it is known as positive phototropism. If it is towards away from the light, that is known as negative tropism. I have already given you the example of the roots. Here is the example, shoot. Next is geotropism, movement towards response to gravity. Here also there are two, positive geotropism and negative geotropism. You will always find that roots, always go deep down, right? Now, let us discuss about this geotropism. Roots down. Now, here is the ground, right? Gravity is pulling here. The more gravity always pulls us down, right? So roots will grow towards the gravity, whereas stem is growing away from the gravity, right? When something move away, that we denoted as negative, and when something is moving towards, we denote it as positive. So here roots, they show the positive geotropism and stem shows the negative geotropism. Third one is chemotropism, that is movement of the plant towards the chemical. For example, pollen tube towards the ovule, right? Let me explain you. If this is the carpel of a flower and here is the ovary, right? Pollen tube, pollen grains will deposit on the stigma due to chemical secretion, due to chemical composition of the stigma and chemical secretion by the ovary. The pollen tube will start germinating, will start moving towards the ovary. It is because of the chemical that are released by ovary. All right, so this is positive chemotropism. Last one is heterotropism, that is movements of plants towards the water. Here also you will find that roots. Now again let's draw the structure diagram. Roots and the stem, right? Roots and the stem. When you water, if water particles are present here, or let's say not in one, we'll keep the water droplets at the one direction only. If water is present on right side, right, what will happen later? We will find that roots have started traveling towards the water, whereas we won't find any such movement of the plant towards the water, that is of the shoot, not plant, of the shoot towards the water. So what we can conclude here, no such movements, so neither positive neither negative, right? So for example, in heterotropism we will write movement of roots, right? So how many types of movements we have learned till now? There are 4 types of movements: phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, and heterotropism. Clear? Let's move ahead. Here are certain examples. As I have already explained you. Unidirectional movement towards the light, right? Phototropism, mug bean. This activity you can do. Simply take a plastic cup or a bowl you can take. Better to take a glass transparent bowl. Take soil in it and keep certain mung seeds, you can keep it, right? And place this entire setup in a dark box or in a dark room. This activity is given in our textbook also, NCERT, right? Keep one thing, right? If this is a box, closed box, keep one opening of the box, right? So sun rays will be coming from this direction. Rest everything is closed. So what will happen after few days? We will observe that plants have started growing and plant will show movement towards the sunlight. Like in this diagram, in this figure, you can see movement of these small saplings towards the sunlight. Second one is geotropism. This activity also you can perform at the home. How you will perform it? You can use the same potted plant. Keep it in this direction or vertically. What you will observe that the roots will start growing towards the down, whereas the plants will start growing towards up, because gravity is less upwards and gravity is more towards the downward, right? So roots are showing positive geotropism and shoot is showing negative geotropism. Here, shoot is showing positive phototropism and roots will be showing negative phototropism. So these are the types of phototropism and geotropism. This is the example of chemotropism. As I have explained to you earlier, that when the pollen tube lands on its surface, due to the secretion of ovule, right, pollen tube will start germinating into pollen tube, and then finally the pollen tube will reach towards the ovary, right? Why it is so? It is because of the chemical secretion of ovary. Now we'll learn about the nastic movements. What are the nastic movements? Nastic movements are non-directional movements which neither towards or away from the stimulus. It doesn't depend on the growth. So there is no growth. It may be towards the stimuli. It may not go towards the stimuli. So it's a non-directional movement. Example is we touch the leaves of touch me not plant. The scientific name is Mimosa pudica. It's in our textbook which is given. The leaves folds up and drops down immediately. You might have seen such kind of plants. When you touch the plant, the leaf folds, right? Why it is so? What is the reason behind it? It is because a change in the amount of water in the leaves. Depending upon amount of water in the leaf, it swells or the shrink. How does it happen? Let me explain you. Let me explain you how the folding of the leaves takes place. Here is the leaf. Leaf has bulging portion, petiole we call it as. The stalk of the leaf, which is actually, why it is so bulgy? It is because of the water, accumulation of water. Now as soon as you touch it, right, that means we are exerting a pressure over here. As soon as we exert a pressure, there is a change in leaf water amount inside the leaf. What will happen here? The water from this bulgy portion will start rushing out, right? Now because of this, we will have this structure of the leaf. Instead of bulgy, it is now converted into small one. Because of that, now the leaf will fold. They'll start folding or they'll drop. Right? Now what's the role of this water? Water keeps the leaf erect. It is keeping the leaf erect, right? Strong enough so that it can stand properly. Fine. Afterwards, later what will happen? The water that is there in the surrounding here will again come back to its original position and we will have the same structure, and that's why the leaf opens up, right? Here it is written, depending upon the amount of water in the leaf, it swells or it shrinks. This is what we have learned in that, movement of water. Fine. So it detects the pressure of your fingers. Because of this pressure, the water inside the leaves rushes out, and that has lead to folding of the leaves. So here we are ending up our plant control and coordination. So what we have learned in this session, we have learned today in the session about phytohormones. They are of two: growth promoter, that promotes, and inhibitor that inhibits it, right? They are total 5, 3 in this and 2 in inhibitor. Apart from it, the thing that we have learned, discussed today, is the types of movements. Types of movements in plants. There are 2 types. One is nastic, another one is tropic. Right? This such kind of movement is known as thigmonastic movements, right? As they are not leading any kind of growth. Tropics are again or of different types. One was phototropic movement, then geo and chemical, that is chemo, right? Nastic movement, we have learned thigmo, right? Promoters are auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, oxygen, gibberellin, cytokinin are the promoters, and inhibitors are abscisic acid and ethylene. Ethylene is in the form of gas. So that's it. We are winding up. We have completed the control and coordination in plants. In the next video, we will be learning about the endocrine system in humans, that is hormones in the human system. Thank you.